Another X-Men movie is out, and let's find out if it can surpass the Wolverine. X-Men Days of Future Past is a very complicated movie, but the general gist of it is the future is a terrible place. There are these things called Sentinels. They are robots that are hunting down mutants, and they are killing them left and right. So Professor X and a couple other mutants decide they need to send Wolverine back into the past so they can end the war before it begins. And it brings the old cast of X-Men and the new cast from First Class, and it brings them all together in a very epic movie. Going into X-Men Days of Future Past, I was excited. I thought the first trailer got me really excited for the movie, but after that my hype kinda diminished a little bit. That sometimes happens with movies, but I was still excited to see it. I thought the last few X-Men movies have been really good. First Class and the Wolverine, I love those movies. So, I was really hoping they would be able to continue the streak, and Bryan Singer is back. He directed X1 and X2, and those are two good movies. X2 in particular is great, but I really wanted this to be, like, the best X-Men movie that it could possibly be, and this movie is great. This is a genuinely great movie. If I tried to go over every single acting performance, I would be here all day, so I'm gonna go over the ones that really stuck out in my mind, but mind you that most people in this movie, even if I don't mention them, they were probably good. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, he's basically kind of the main character of the movie, but he really isn't. He kind of is there to facilitate the plot, but he is great in this movie. He has got the character of Wolverine down so well, and I said that in my Wolverine review, but it comes through again here. He just does it perfectly. James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender both reprise their roles as Professor X and Magneto, and they are just so good together. Like, there's this scene on a plane where they start playing chess, and I literally could watch a whole movie of them just playing chess. It's just, the dialogue is so well done, the way they act around each other. You could just tell through the way they act around each other that there's past there, even if you hadn't seen First Class, you'd know. Jennifer Lawrence plays Mystique, and she has a pivotal role in this movie, and she does a good job. You could feel through all that makeup she's wearing, like, what she feels as a character, and I felt that was really well done. Bolivar Trask is played by Peter Dinklage, and I was excited to see that character, but honestly, he's kind of there just to make the Sentinels. You don't really get any insights into his character and who he is and why he is the way he is and why he's doing these things. He's just kind of evil for the sake of it. Don't get me wrong, Peter Dinklage does a fantastic job in the movie, but I just felt like his character wasn't fleshed out all that well. Quicksilver's in the movie, and the guy who plays him, I don't know his name, but he is something that a lot of people have been talking about going into the movie, because the pictures of when you first saw Quicksilver, he looked like shit, and honestly in the movie he had the hair he has, I just hate it. I don't like the way it looks. I think it looks goofy. But moving on from that, he did a good job in the movie. He did a good job at portraying the character. He was funny, and there's one main action scene that he's in, and that is really cool to watch. It's cool to see him just like going so fast that it's like slow around everyone else, and that's really cool to me. Speaking of which, the action sequences in this movie are just so well done. Like, there's a big one at the end, of course, and there's some action sprinkled throughout, and it's just so intense. It's a big budget movie, but it doesn't feel like just giant blockbuster things where just everything's smashing into everything and there's just explosions everywhere. It's not like that. Some of it is really intense and involving just like maybe one bullet, and it's so intense to watch. You feel for these characters and what they're trying to do, and that puts a lot of gravity behind the action. You actually care about what's going on, and that's something that a lot of action movies don't really have nowadays, but this one really nails it. This movie had a lot to do in balancing all of its cast and just trying to do so much with this movie. This movie is very ambitious compared to most superhero movies. It's not just, oh, hero faces villain, hero defeats villain, hero saves day, hero kisses girl, good night. There's so many different layers to it. Like, there's almost no black and white, good and bad characters. There are a lot of them with a moral gray area, and you could see that in this whole situation with the mutants and how the humans handle the situation. There are sides to take, and it's interesting. And this movie, I don't want to spoil anything, but this movie rectifies a lot of mistakes that have happened in the X-Men franchise, and it's nice to watch, because now you know moving forward that a lot of things that you thought might have happened haven't. There's also a few continuity issues in there. Nothing really big that ruins the movie or anything. It's just really little things that you might not even notice, but I did, and it kind of bugged me a little bit throughout the movie. I was kind of trying to think about them, and it didn't make sense to me, but it didn't hinder my enjoyment of the movie at all. X-Men Days of Future Past is a fantastic movie. It has great action sequences, characters you could really get behind and care about. The acting is great all around. There's a character in there I think is wasted, but overall, I really enjoyed the movie a lot. I think it's one of the best X-Men movies so far, and I'm really excited to see X-Men Apocalypse now. I'm gonna give this movie an A. Definitely go check it out this weekend. Please go see it over Blended. I haven't seen Blended, but please go see it over Blended. So what do you guys think of X-Men Days of Future Past? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Who is your favorite character in the movie? There is a plethora to pick from. Write your beautiful comments down there and tell me what you think. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there. Because if you don't, Captain America's gonna come get you, and he's not even in this universe, but he'll come.